from Nashville, Tennessee. It's The Three. And here's your host, Laura Harris Smith.
Hi everybody, I'm Laura Harris Smith and welcome to The Three. We are at the National Religious Broadcasters Convention, and one of the things that I love doing every year is connecting with people that I would not see any other way. And of course that follows suit for my next guest. He's a good friend. He lives in Israel. His name is Jonathan Feldstein. Welcome back to The Three.
So good to see
Jonathan,
you, Laura.
You're such a good friend, and I'm really thankful that you came. Well, you've been on the show several times, but things have changed in Israel since you were here last time. And so before we get into everything else we can discuss about what you're doing, how is Israel? What's going on there?
It's been real hard. October 7th was a bloody massacre that no one could have imagined. Because the war started right as a result, I don't think we as individuals or as a nation have had the opportunity to grieve properly, and as the war progresses, we're still having loss and we're still having trauma. And a professor of mine from Emory taught me a word that I forgot, but it's how experiences change your DNA.
Yeah.
Our DNA as people, as a nation, changed forever, and I even see that certainly with myself, my wife, our children,
Yes.
and even my 5-year-old and 3-year-old grandchildren.
Yeah.
It's very traumatic, but you know what? The plus is that we have tremendous unity, tremendous resolve. We still know that God is with us. So even with the suffering, we know that eventually it's going to be okay, but it doesn't mitigate the stress and trauma right now.
Well, I was actually about to apologize to you and to the listeners for the surround sound, the sounds that we're hearing now, but I'm realizing this is like the soundtrack of your life right now.
Well, it sounds like artillery fire.
There's artillery fire
Yeah.
everywhere, and so has it eased up at all since last October?
Yeah, we woke up that morning with an air raid siren outside of our bedroom window, sending us down to the bomb shelter 4 times, I think, that morning. It was Shabbat, so we're Orthodox. We don't have our phone on. We didn't know what was going on.
And they knew that.
Oh,
they planned it,
everything
yes.
was calculated.
Yes.
Everything was horrifically calculated, evilly and cruel. It really can't get much more evil than what they planned and what they did. But yeah, it's for rockets to come as far as we are, 40 plus miles from the northeastern corner of the Gaza Strip. We knew things were bad, but we didn't know how bad. Today there haven't been rockets in a while where we live. They haven't been able to fire too many rockets off from Gaza anyway. But the ground operation, I was down by the Gaza border a few weeks ago. You still hear fighting in places that the Army says we've cleared of terrorists. We haven't.
Okay.
There are jets overhead where we are regularly, which means that it's a narrow country, as you know, and they're circling after doing their business. They're circling and doing what they need to do. And I've been up on the Lebanese border. There's a very funny video of me watching an artillery cannon fire because I wasn't allowed to film that, and you see my face go. but yeah, these are normal things, unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately.
In Gaza, things are a little bit more calm, albeit there's still daily combat. The big fear at the moment, I think, is when things are going to heat up with Hezbollah in Lebanon. They have a lot more arms, and they can impose a lot more damage.
Well, I'm thinking about how even in everything that you're describing, which I can't imagine, we don't understand that here. We don't understand that here as Americans. However, you know, I think the first time I met you, which was probably 5 or 6 years ago, we were sitting talking, I think at a...
Right here. It was right here.
It was here, but it was down at like a...
Carvel.
I had gone, it was an ice cream shop,
Yeah.
and I had heard, I was doing only fruit. I think it was Lent or something. And I heard that you could buy like fruit by the cup.
Okay.
So I went into an ice cream place and said, can I just buy the fruit? And they looked at me weird. Anyway, that put me outside of the restaurant. I thought I'll go out there away from all the people who think I'm weird. And then comes Jonathan Felstein Systems.
Yeah.
I mean, it was such an opportune moment. Anyway, I have an app on my phone, Red Alert, that goes off whenever Israel gets bombed so that I can pray.
Yes.
And it went off while we were sitting there. I remember telling you, this was our introduction. And so yes, my phone has not been silent. So I know it's not over there. I was just curious, and am still curious, if you can tell us, do you feel like the media is doing a fair job? And of course, I know you're not in America, you don't live in America, but does Israel feel forgotten?
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
Forgotten and cursed. At best, you get moral equivalency.
Okay.
Right? But now it's because people are tending to believe what Hamas, the terrorists, are saying as far as how many killed, and now talking about implementing or imposing a Palestinian state. These are not answers, and this is not a way to live. This is the penultimate good and evil.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that we're perfect. We're not. But this is good and evil, and we're fighting the evil, and that is a narrative that I don't think anywhere in the world, outside of Israel. But I'll say this also, we're very self-critical in Israel. Absolutely, we have to be. We have to be. But no, it's what people digest in the media, and certainly social media, is not so good.
Social media too, yes. So, I mean, the thing is that we being in an election year,
Yes.
what happens in November in America will greatly affect Israel.
What is happening right now?
What happens right now in America,
yes,
will affect it. But every time there's an administration change in this nation, there's the potential that Israel will go unsupported. And so I know that you come here, you work with all kinds of organizations and ministries, and your goal is to raise awareness for Israel. That's really oversimplifying it. Tell us about what you do at Genesis 123. Tell us about that first of all.
So our mission is to build bridges between Jews and Christians with Israel in ways that are new, unique, and meaningful.
Okay.
And what that means is I don't want to start competing with or replicating and duplicating efforts. I'm looking for new ways that we can engage Jews and Christians. Okay. No holds barred. And so we started out 2017 creating Run for Zion. We talked about that a while ago. And it's been on its own cycle because of the pandemic and now the war. So we've had a couple of good years, but we're also experiencing a couple of bad years. But that's the first Christian program around the Jerusalem Marathon that I, as an Orthodox Jew, organized as a way to get people to come over and have a powerful experience around something that's really neat. You know this, I'm a podcast host. I'm the only Orthodox Jew with a weekly program called Inspiration from Zion on the Charisma Podcast Network. So there's 300 other Christian hosts and Jonathan. Yeah, and that's a lot of fun. And we have actually something I didn't even tell you about, but a prayer event that we have coming up shortly that I want you to be involved with. Just different ways of engaging. That's our mission. And it's not all, and it can't all be about what I refer to as becoming a faith-based ATM, where people are simply just trying to get cash out from Christians who love Israel. That's a solid way to bless Israel, but it's not the only way. And I don't like it when people, Jews or Christians, try to monetize it's not even monetizing a relationship, it's objectification.
I know what you're describing, and I love that about you. I love that about everything that you do. And we have a lot to cover because you have so many things. I just wanted to start with how is Israel, because I know that's on the hearts of my viewers. So after the break, we have a lot of exciting projects to tell you about. Jonathan came to America with good news on his lips and a great project that you're going to be able to get involved in. So please come right back after the break. Stay close. Some people don't yet realize that essential oils were put by God into our leaves, trees, flowers, and grasses on the third day of creation, all to promote health, provide prevention, and yes, even cures. Other people get that, but maybe they've never had any real success with one particular essential oil, which is why I create oil blends, giving you a better chance for a positive result with numerous health benefits. But there's one thing we all agree upon, and that is that essential oils smell good. They fill up a room with any mood that you need, anytime that you need it. We call it aromatherapy. But maybe you don't know the science behind why aromatherapy works. You see, we inhale through our nasal passages, and the nasal passages have direct access to the limbic brain, which is the emotional center of the brain. This means that scent is immediately tied to mood, but that's good news because you can change your mood by merely changing the aroma in your room. It's like therapy in a bottle, and that's why we call it aromatherapy. At Neuromatics Oil, we take the business of aromatherapy very seriously. We offer you a wide variety of options: candles, diffuser sets, nasal inhalers, even diffuser jewelry so that you can wear your essential oils all day long. Quiet Brain for natural relief from insomnia, anxiety, headache, and more. Happy Brain to lift mood and even help with appetite suppression and depression. And Sharp Brain to help with focus and cognitive memory issues. Naturally, the oil blends themselves, applied topically on the skin, are going to provide faster and more potent relief. But if you're looking for a way to enjoy our oil blends without using them on the skin, aromatherapy is for you. And Neuromatics Oil has you covered. Go to neuromaticsoil.com today, or use your phone and scan the QR code on your screen with your camera app, or call 1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
Did you know that there are more than 600 Bible references to aromatic plants and essential oils? Did you know that once upon a time they were our only medicines? They're still medicine today. You see, God made plants and their essential oils to support your health. They're drug-free remedies that can be used from the comfort of your own home with little to no side effects. And although only 5% of natural products get patented, my oil blends, Quiet Brain, Happy Brain, and Sharp Brain, did, because third-party lab tests proved that they crossed the blood-brain barrier with potent relief for everything from migraines to memory loss, insomnia, anxiety, seizures, weight problems, even depression. So go to neuromaticsoil.com today to see my patented oil blends, and there are dozens of therapeutic products, healing lotions, bubble baths, nasal inhalers, even shampoo and conditioners, all created by our family for the health of yours. Go to neuromaticsoil.com or use your phone and camera app to scan the QR code on your screen, or call 1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN. Hey guys, I'm Laura. You're watching The Three. I'm so glad that you're joining us today. If you love Israel as I do, you're going to love every minute of this episode. We've just gotten a report from Jonathan Felston, my friend who is here from Israel. He is the president of the Genesis 123 Foundation. It's a ministry, but I want to tell you about, as you know, you've seen him as a show guest before and many things that he's involved in. But Jonathan, you have an incredible new book, Israel the Miracle. Tell us all about this and where they can get it.
Yeah, well, the website is israelthemiracle.com, and anyone can go there and get a copy. And I want to offer, just for your viewers, when they go and buy it and check out, that's actually very important that you open to that page, to use the code Jonathan10 and get a 10% discount.
Thank you.
That's my courtesy. I want people to have this book and experience it. So I had been, when I saw you last at the NRB 2 years ago, I had met with a publisher about a different book altogether that was going to be my first book. And we got moving on that, and then October of 22, God put on my heart this incredible idea. We were celebrating Israel's 75th anniversary. I called up the publisher. I said, hey, what do you think about putting...
75th as in from 1948.
1948 till 23, right?
Gotcha.
So 75 years. And I said, hey, what do you think about putting together a book of essays by Christian leaders all over the world about why Israel is so significant? And he said, yes, I love it. And then he improved upon it by telling me that he saw it as a coffee table book, not as a book of text. So that's what we have, and what's remarkable and a miracle in and of itself. This is my first book. You're a veteran. You were working on a book that first day that we met. Probably your 20th, and you've got 20 under your belt since then.
I think that was number 20. I'm at 25 now.
Something. So
this is really your first
book. Now, so you know this. I was told in the process, hey, Jonathan, no way you're going to finish it in time for even the end of Israel's 75th anniversary. What you're doing is too ambitious. Getting the photos, the essays are beautiful. Each one is different. So the publisher said yes. I said great. I was too ignorant and naive to know what I was getting into.
You were taking a sip from the fire hose.
Goodness gracious. And it's a whole book how I got these 75 and who wasn't available and who couldn't and who said no, and all for very different, very interesting reasons. But putting this together from conception, literally, to delivery to the publisher, to the printer in Israel, 9 months.
Oh my goodness, every one of my 24 books is between 18 and 24 months.
This is what I'm saying.
Not the writing, and that comes fast, but there is a huge process.
I know.
So the book was a miracle in and of itself.
And then it came off the printer in Israel. We printed it in Israel purposefully, and it came off the press just before the war. So the book was delayed getting out of Israel, arriving in our fulfillment here in the U.S. And then my book tour was delayed because I had a son and son-in-law serving in Gaza, and that was not a time to leave Israel. But it's all in God's time. It's just been it's been truly a miracle. And then what I charged people with was, write your own essay. Why is Israel significant to you? Why should Israel be significant to other people? It's such a diverse presentation, and I was afraid, honestly, that people were going to use the same verses to be a watchman on the wall for such a time as this, praying for the peace of Jerusalem, blessing Israel and being blessed.
Your people will be my people. There's so many.
Yeah, you can go out.
People got creative, huh?
And they were used, but they weren't overused, and it wasn't repetitive. And if you pay attention, not necessarily in a straight line, but there's a common thread between them all that weaves it all together really beautifully. And each one is unique. Each one is very good. And honestly, even as an Orthodox Jew, some of them brought tears to my eyes. Yeah, it's something that's because, and we talk about our families a lot, you and I. We both have a bunch of kids and some grandchildren. And what's so nice about this, because it's pictures, is you can put your grandchild next to you and in 1,200 words have an experience connecting to the land and the people of Israel.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
So, yes, absolutely. And I love a good coffee table book. All right, there's more to discuss with you, so much more, but tell us where they can get this again.
IsraelTheMiracle.com.
IsraelTheMiracle.com.
And check out with Jonathan 10 and you'll save 10%.
Jonathan 10, a special promo code just for you. All right, one more segment left with Jonathan. Come right back after the break. So you're on our website trying to select your favorite products, or maybe put a gift package together for a friend. Well, we've done the work for you. Our Pause package encourages rest and contains 1 Quiet Brain healing lotion, therapeutic bubble bath, and a Quiet Brain 50-hour burn candle. Our Uplift package gives you a real mood boost with a Happy Brain candle, healing lotion, and bubble bath. The Self-Care package contains the Quiet Brain healing lotion, bubble bath, and healing shampoo and conditioner. Our Awaken package is made with our Sharp Brain blend and includes 1 nasal inhaler, 1 dropper bottle of oil, 1 bottle of healing lotion, and a Sharp Brain candle. The Sweet Dreams package is popular because it contains 1 dropper bottle of Quiet Brain oil, 1 satin sleep eye mask, and a copy of my best-selling book, Seeing the Voice of God, what God is telling you through dreams and visions. And don't forget our Quiet Brain gift box, our best value, with a sampling of almost all Quiet Brain products. 1 Whisper Quiet Nightlight Diffuser, 1 dropper bottle of oil, a nasal inhaler, candle, shampoo and conditioner set, and even a satin sleep eye mask. But my personal favorite is our trio oil sets that allow you to sample all 3 of our patented Neuromatic oil blends while only paying for 2. They're available in dropper bottles, rollerball bottles, and our eyedropper pump bottle. Scan the QR code on your screen, go to neuromaticsoil.com, or call 1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
Did you know that there are more than 600 Bible references to aromatic plants and essential oils? Did you know that once upon a time they were our only medicines? They're still medicine today. You see, God made plants and their essential oils to support your health. They're drug-free remedies that can be used from the comfort of your own home with little to no side effects. And although only 5% of natural products get patented, my oil blends, Quiet Brain, Happy Brain, and Sharp Brain, did, because third-party lab tests proved that they crossed the blood-brain barrier with potent relief for everything from migraines to memory loss, insomnia, anxiety, seizures, weight problems, even depression. So go to NeuroMaticsOil.com today to see my patented oil blends, and there are dozens of therapeutic products, healing lotions, bubble baths, nasal inhalers, even shampoo and conditioners, all created by our family for the health of yours. Go to NeuroMaticsOil.com or use your phone and camera app to scan the QR code on your screen, or call 1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN. Hey guys, welcome back to The Three. I'm Laura. We're here with my friend from Israel, Jonathan Feldstein, and he is with the Genesis 123 Foundation. And we talked about the book just a moment ago, and we'll get back into that in a moment. But I want you to tell us, you have had so many things going on as a result of the war that you've been involved in. Bracelets, jackets, tell us what's going on.
So the war began October 7th. Immediately the next day we knew we needed to do something. We didn't realize how bad it was or was going to be and what the needs were, but immediately I created the Israel Emergency Campaign. It's important.
You were on it.
Yeah, but it's important that we call it campaign and not fund, because it's also not only about fundraising. So here, one of the things, over 250 hostages were taken that day, were kidnapped from Israel. Not all Israeli Jews. And I'll tell you a story about what we did to bless a Tanzanian family.
Bring them home
now.
How many of those 250,000 people even ever came home?
250, not 250,000.
250
yes.
people? I thought you said 250,000.
Oh, maybe I did. 250 people were kidnapped.
I'm really, okay.
105 living ones came out. I don't know how many bodies were retrieved. Today there are
Less than half.
134 who are still in captivity as hostages.
My goodness.
The high estimate is that as many as 50 may be already dead, but we don't know. We don't know. This is now going on 5 months of captivity in horrific conditions. So it was important that we advocate to bring them home and pray. And we have a petition that's still ongoing because we're looking for the right moment to present it to the head of the UN and Red Cross, both of which have been abysmal. So that's part of our campaign. We have to be advocates together, Jews and Christians, but there are needs. So my son and my son-in-law were called up into reserves that first day. My son, who's a combat soldier, told me that they were going in without level 4 bulletproof vests. So we raised money for that and provided some bulletproof vests. Most recently, and you've seen on my social media, we've been so privileged, and this is, I have to point out, this is coming from donations as little as $1.
Yeah.
We've been privileged to provide warm winter military jackets, mostly to reservists who left their homes on October 7th when it was still to go fight. They didn't, and the Army didn't have 300,000 winter jackets.
We just have to stop for just a moment.
Go ahead.
I want you to just imagine that war breaks out in America and that the government cannot pay for our soldiers to have warm enough jackets, or even the reservists who volunteer and leave and go and start fighting. And you are called upon to start raising money and then make the jackets. You had to get the jackets created. So this is phenomenal. I got that first email. I know about you, Jonathan. You are always one of the first responders. We're talking about, you are a first responder of the faith, but you have done you've raised how many and how much? But jackets for how many?
From the first day we delivered them, which is the day before Christmas, until about 7 weeks later, we've provided over 1,000 winter jackets now.
Bulletproof winter jackets.
These are not. No, these are just warm fleece jackets that they can wear.
So those are the jackets for outside.
Correct. We also provided some other things.
I'm conflating those.
Some tactical things. We've also provided, where I live, and I can't wait for you to come visit. It's cold. We live in the Judean mountains, and it's colder than most places. So sometimes I'll just go and make a huge pot of soup and deliver it to soldiers who are guarding in the area. There's a lovely Israeli food called shakshuka, which is basically poached eggs in spicy tomato sauce. So I go and I serve lunch to hundreds of soldiers that I make. I wake up in the morning and say, yeah, we got eggs and tomatoes, let's make it happen. So we do that. But at the beginning of the war, many Israelis are still evacuated from their communities. Beginning of the war, there were a lot. We provided funding and resources with friends of mine to house in a hotel for almost a month an entire community from near the Gaza border. And that's an amazing story in of itself, how that came about. and partners. A dear friend who moved to Israel with me the very same day opened his showroom, which was next to their hotel.
Wait, he moved there the same day the war
as I
started?
did. Same day as I
same day
did.
as you moved.
We've been
Okay,
dear
gotcha.
friends since that for almost 20 years. And he opened his interior design showroom to be a clubhouse for the families to come in and do arts and crafts and music and meals. And he was just loving on
Is
them.
that normal? Are you unique? I mean, you're such an inspiration in the way that you serve your country, serve your people, but is that what typical Israelis do?
Yeah, actually, we've
Is it
seen
really?
people come
Okay.
together. We've seen non-kosher restaurants in Tel Aviv become kosher so they could provide food for all the soldiers.
Wow.
We've seen Arab restaurants, Druze restaurants doing the same thing. We're in the most troubled time in Israel, certainly in the last 50 years,
Yeah.
maybe ever. And we've seen Israel come together with unity like nothing. Whereas a year ago now, we were in the midst of some very, very serious political divisiveness. Very serious.
Now that's kind of taking a back seat.
Right.
I mean, it's still there. I know it's still there, yeah.
and it's going to come back.
Sure.
But the unity, the tremendousness. I was saying just before I sat down here with you, one of the amazing things, my son, who's a paratrooper, and just came out of 2 months serving in Gaza out of 4 months, they were released for now. His unit is one of 2 in the whole Israeli army whose commander is a Christian, and the only one who's a Lebanese Christian who was born in Lebanon, whose father
Wow.
and relatives were fighters in what's called the South Lebanon Army. And when Israel evacuated Lebanon in 2020, we brought over
Oh, my.
the South Lebanon Army fighters and their
Wow.
families. And my son's commanding officer was a 5-year-old at the time who now led 85 Jewish Israelis
He
into
was
battle
5
in
at the
Gaza.
time. This has been his life.
Yeah, so we're connected. Everyone's connected. And
That
everyone
we are all
feels-
connected. I'm very curious if I could just even end with this. What do you need? I mean, tell us where to get the book again. So there's
Okay.
that. But then I want to know what you need. Start with the web address for this.
IsraelTheMiracle.com.
IsraelTheMiracle.com.
Jonathan 10 is the discount code.
Okay. But now for Genesis 1, 2, 3 and the many things that you do for the nation of Israel, what do you need?
So look, there's always financial needs. Our Israel Emergency Campaign is ongoing. Very candidly, we're speaking as friends. The emergency campaign has been so successful that the rest of our fundraising has been pushed
Neglected.
off, right? Seriously.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
and I have to maintain the integrity
Sure.
of all the money for the emergency campaign going to emergency projects. So I can't pay for the accountant and the bookkeeper and the maintenance of our website, all
Right.
of the normal things. So that's a challenge. If anyone's moved to donate, that would be lovely. I love it. You know me. I almost spoke in your church here last time in the summer. Invite me to come and speak. Invite me to do a virtual briefing. I'm about relationships. I want to build relationships. I love doing it face to face.
Right.
But virtual also works, and people need to pray for us. People need to know what's going on
Yes.
and pray for Israel and the Jewish people, and pray for our enemies. You know what? I do believe that God can change their hearts. And I pray that happens, because the consequence for them is really not very nice.
You know, I didn't write an essay in here, but this show is my essay. I am your ally. I'm your friend. And I love you so much. God bless you. God bless Israel. All right, everybody, another great episode of The Three. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.